Joining me now, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Senator, your reaction to what the Speaker said? I mean, I think he does want what you want on the border. I think he really does want that. Is this the way to do it?
Well, I don't think so, Laura. I think the Speaker, first of all, is right that we haven't seen the details of the actual proposal.
They released them on Friday night, and then they're voted on Monday night.
Exactly. We know what's going to be in this thing, and we know that it will lack two critical provisions. First of all, does nothing on parole, Laura. Barack Obama paroled 5,000 illegal aliens a year. Joe Biden is paroling close to 1 million per year. The proposal does nothing on parole. Second, it really does nothing on fixing the asylum process in our country. So you combine these two things, you're not actually addressing the border crisis. And importantly, and you saw Speaker Johnson address this, and I appreciate him for doing so, this is fundamentally about getting money for Ukraine. This is a border fig leaf so that we can send another $61 billion for Ukraine. And I just think it's such a catastrophic abdication of leadership for Republicans at the height of a significant border crisis, when the American people are with us on the need to secure the border, to pretend that we're securing the border with the one hand so we can give $61 billion to Zelensky with the other. It's atrocious.
It seems that we finally have the blue city mayors.
Yes.
In a position where they understand this is really bad, and instead you give them a political rescue package that, again, is meaningless, because once you get that bill, and we don't have the text yet, but once you get that bill, and there's verification, there'll be some verification, nonsense in it. Who's gonna make them do the enforcement? Who?
Well, it's effectively impossible. And here's the real tell that this is not fundamentally going to secure the border is if you really wanted to. You know how I feel about Ukraine. I think we spent too much money over there already. But if you really wanted to use Ukraine as a hook, you could tell Joe Biden, we won't give you another dime until you get illegal border crossings to a very low number, below 1,000, below 500, whatever the number you pick is. The fact that that's not on the table tells you
this is all
that this is not about border security. It's about sending $61 billion to Ukraine.
Now, this was the White House's priority before going into the meeting today, to your point.
Our focus today, the president's focus today, is going to be about Ukraine and the importance of continuing to support Ukraine as they fight against tyranny, as they fight against President Putin's aggression. That's going to be the focus. And I said, the president is, he brings people together, obviously is willing to listen to what folks have to say, but that is the purpose, is Ukraine. And those negotiations on the Hill, on the Senate side, is going to continue.
Do you actually think that there's, quote, negotiations? This thing was written months ago. The lobbyists have their goodie bag of items on the border front, and obviously they already know how much money they want for Ukraine. But this is already done. They have to sneak the text out, and then you'll have like 5 hours to read it. It'll be 800 pages long.
Well, this is actual
classic
news. This is news, Laura, because I actually agree with the White House press secretary about something, that this is all about Ukraine. And you're exactly right about the timing here. What we've been told on the Senate side is that the details of this package will drop later this week. That could mean Friday night, and then we'd be expected to vote on it a few days later. Immigration law, Laura, you know this better than I do, is so complicated. One provision over here affects another provision over here. The idea you can do a real border security package and actually review it and amend it is insane.
You're negotiating with people who do not believe a border is a moral thing to have.
That's exactly right.
It's immoral to have a border.
And the failure to recognize that and actually use our leverage, I think, is a huge mistake here, Laura.
Now, Senator, always great to see you, and we're really happy
Likewise.
the Speaker came in.